title Secrets, Loyalty, and Death. The tragic case of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. Emotional orchestral music fades in. Narrator: the Second World War had ended, but peace was far from certain. A new war, cold, silent, and secretive, had begun. As the United States and the Soviet Union faced off in the Cold War, one discovery would shake America to its core: a message hidden in code. In the late 1940s, U.S. intelligence agents working under the top-secret Venona project successfully decrypted intercepted Soviet cables. What they found was astonishing. There were Soviet spies working inside America's most classified scientific project, the Manhattan Project at Los Alamos, New Mexico. Among the names surfaced was Klaus Fuchs, a brilliant physicist who confessed to passing atomic secrets to the Soviets. But Fuchs was just the beginning. The spy network unfolds. Fuchs led investigators to Harry Gold, a courier for Soviet intelligence. Gold, under pressure, gave up another name: David Greenglass, a machinist stationed at Los Alamos and the brother-in-law of Julius Rosenberg, an electrical engineer living in New York. Now the FBI had a trail. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. Julius Rosenberg was a devout communist, involved with leftist political groups, and once employed by the U.S. Army Signal Corps. His wife, Ethel, also had ties to communist circles. On July 17, 1950, Julius was arrested by the FBI. Weeks later, Ethel was taken into custody. She was accused of typing espionage notes for her husband based solely on her brother David Greenglass's testimony. But here's where the case turned dark. FBI documents later revealed that the Bureau had little solid evidence against Ethel. Her arrest, many historians now believe, was a strategic move used to pressure Julius into confessing. He never did. The trial of the century. In March 1951, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were tried in a federal courtroom in New York. Their charges: conspiracy to commit espionage by passing atomic secrets to the Soviet Union. The prosecution relied heavily on David Greenglass's testimony, who claimed Ethel typed notes to Soviet agents. No physical evidence, no eyewitnesses, just a brother's word, given in exchange for leniency. Despite this, the Rosenbergs were convicted on March 29th, and on April 5th, they were sentenced to death. Public reaction was immediate and deeply divided. A world divided. Across the globe, protests erupted. Intellectuals, artists, and even religious leaders demanded clemency. Albert Einstein, Jean-Paul Sartre, and Pope Pius XII all expressed concern. Too many. The Rosenbergs were victims of a political witch hunt, scapegoats in a country gripped by anti-communist hysteria. But to others, including FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, they were traitors who endangered the entire nation. President Dwight D. Eisenhower, despite the global pressure, refused to grant a pardon. He believed their execution was necessary to send a strong message during the Cold War. The execution. On June 19, 1953, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were executed in the electric chair at Sing Sing Prison in New York. They were the first American civilians ever put to death for espionage during peace. Their sons, Michael and Robert, were just 10 and 6 years old. Julius died quickly. Ethel, however, required multiple jolts. Witnesses were horrified. The nation was stunned. The aftermath. In the years that followed, more documents came to light. Klaus Fuchs was indeed a spy. Julius Rosenberg had passed some military secrets, but Ethel's role remained deeply questionable. In fact, decades later, David Greenglass admitted in an interview that he had lied about Ethel's involvement to protect his wife. If that's true, Ethel Rosenberg may have died for nothing more than loyalty to her husband and her ideals. Reflection and legacy today. The Rosenberg case remains one of the most controversial trials in American history. Some view them as dangerous spies. Others see them as tragic figures caught in the paranoia of the Red Scare and the fury of the Cold War. Their sons, Robert and Michael, later changed their names and fought for decades to clear their mother's name. In 2015, after reviewing newly declassified documents, they once again called for official exoneration of Ethel. The government never granted it. Final words, narrator. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg went to their deaths side by side, holding hands, refusing to confess to crimes they claimed they never committed. Their fate is a reminder: when fear overrides justice, truth can be the first casualty. In a time of darkness and division, the Rosenberg case asks us still: what price should one pay for belief, for loyalty, or for silence?